with that, let's talk about Safepoint. Folks, if you have any questions about this as I am going through, it's going to be a quick little presentation. I don't have all the slides and all that stuff this time, but I just wanted to explain a little something that's been going on over on the Discord and over on our Twitch here and just all around. So for those of you that are unaware, we have been developing a community online for the past almost 2 years, which is mind-blowing, first of all. But we've been doing this thing called Checkpoint Church. We're getting nerds, geeks, and gamers together for the purpose of being better, of doing good, of doing no harm, of striving to grow with one another. And this is a church plant out of the United Methodist Church. Yeah, you've been doing what? Nobody told me! So we've been doing this for the past almost 2 years, which is mind-blowing. And we've grown and grown, and we've seen so many new people, so many new faces. It's been an exciting season. These past 3 to 4 months has been a huge boom. And with that huge boom has come a huge amount of people who are able to help with this thing that I've been doing. So it's been this project that I have been doing as a church planner, but now we've taken this important step forward from a church planner's idea into a community that is forging. And with a community that is forging, we're able to start making steps towards what we really vision this thing to be in the long run. And the latest thing that we have done to envision this is called Safepoint. If you're familiar with the church before this, if you are at all ingrained in the church, I don't want to say political structure, but the actual structure of the church, then maybe you've heard of Safe Sanctuary. What that basically refers to is safety within the sanctuary. And it was designed with youth and children and vulnerable adults in mind. We don't really have this opportunity where adults and children are intentionally in this space, like a youth gathering or something like that. So that doesn't exist for us. But what does exist for us is 24/7 gathering together on Discord and gathering together 3 times a week here on Twitch. For the most part, we've been incredibly fortunate. We've been incredibly blessed to have no incidents. Nothing has really gone on. We've had a couple of things that our moderators had to do on Twitch, but that is about it. And so we have been slowly but surely working on this form, this policy, if you will, that we've been developing to create safety within this community. We're calling it our Safepoint Policy, and it is officially being released today. So if you go check out our Discord right now, !Discord in the chat, then you should be able to see that is in a new drop-down. Under stuff you should know, there's now going to be a whole channel called Safepoint. And under that Safepoint, you're going to be able to download the policy, you're going to be able to see the web page, you're going to be able to go and learn more about it. There's a lot to it, and I don't want to read through every single bit of this thing, but the basic gist we've summed up into 3 best practices that I wanted to share with you right now, right here, just so we can all get on the same page about what we're talking about here. You know what? I will throw this up on screen. Why not? So this is the basic gist of what we're hoping on your end as a participant in this thing that we call Checkpoint Church. If you want to be a leader, we have more rules and more things that we want to abide by, but these are the best practices for the general parishioner. The general member, the follower, the sub, the Discord server member. These are a couple things that we would recommend thinking about as you engage in this community. Something to say. I am not your father. I'm not your father.
Who is your daddy?
It's not me. So I can't control what you do. However, this community is being designed to be as safe as possible. And in order to work towards that safety, we have to do what we can to moderate this community. And so this is the best practices. These are not things that if you mess them up once, we're going to say we're going to kick you out of the group. Nothing like that. These are just going to be things that we're striving for and goals that we have for within this community. And most importantly, the best things that you can do to protect yourself on your end. And these are things that we're going to be striving to do for you and through you in that way. First and foremost, this is really goes beyond Checkpoint Church. And this is also the one that is the hardest to monitor. We can't really tell you to not direct message people. Now we can ask you, and if we discover that you are direct messaging behind our backs against our better interests, then we can have a talk about it. But I would recommend, as a father of a 3-year-old today, happy birthday, Nora, as a father of a 3-year-old today and somebody that is eventually going to be the father of a 13-year-old, don't direct message people you do not know. In general, on the internet, it is a best practice if you are going to have a conversation with someone, have it in the open. Have it in a safe space. Have it in a space where others can see the conversation that is happening. That's just a good rule of thumb in general. Thank you for the happy birthday wish there, Zando and Nora. Best practice, don't direct message unless you absolutely know that person or unless you are comfortable assuming that risk of your own accord. We cannot control what goes on in direct messages. We cannot delete. We cannot understand and steer away. We cannot step in the way of whatever may be happening there. And so in order to best administer safety in that place, our word of advice, just don't do it. That's it. Short, simple, sweet, easy to know. The second one, the second best practice, on our Discord, we are no longer going to be having open voice channels. All of our chat channels, nothing is going to change there. But you will notice if you go right now and look in our Discord and you go to the Get a Room category, you will see that all the rooms are gone. This is intentional. What we're striving for is we want to make sure that we have 2 people who have been background checked, who are known in the community, who are reputable and safe sources. We want 2 people at a time to be in every room whenever that room is open. I know that maybe that may sound a bit intense, but this is really just customary practice for most public organizations. You shouldn't have 2 people of any age, of any gender, of any background, of any history. You shouldn't have only 2 people in a room together. And it shouldn't just be any random people. It really needs to be people that are trusted and background checked and sourced in this community. Again, I'm not your daddy. I'm not your father. I'm not the one that tells you what to do. I'm just telling you how this community works. If you want to go start your own server and have a channel there that you can chat with your friends, I can't control that. If you want a direct message outside of our provision, there's nothing I can do there. But in our space, we're going to strive for this as an act of doing good and as an act of doing no harm to one another, okay? So that is our intention with all of this. This is just a way that we can live in to our 3 rules. We're not extending our rules at all. We have our 3 rules. They exist. We're just following the 3 rules in a specific way now. We're pointing out some ways that we're working towards these together. So these are the 2 big rules. The 3rd rule is everything else. If you have a question, if you feel unsafe, if you are uncomfortable with something, if you notice something that you think is wrong, whatever it may be, ping the mods. At Guardian. At the Guardians. If you do that over on the Discord, they will get that message. They are pingable by you. Please don't abuse that, or else we'll figure out another way beyond pinging. But currently they are pingable, and if you ping them, they will come, and they will help you with whatever needs to be helped. So, if you ping them with a question, if something is going on that you're unsure about, ping them, or this is the only case in which you can direct message them. Please don't direct message anyone else in the community other than me or one of our guardians who have been background checked. That's going to be our rule of thumb. That's going to be our best practice. That should cover everything else. Don't direct message. There should be more than 2 people in a room. Everything else, if you got a question, if it doesn't seem right, then ask a guardian. Ask a mod. Now, something that you will notice. Remember I said we took away the rooms. We didn't take them away to take them away. We took them away to be more intentional about them. And so they're still there. They just are going to exist in a different way. So if you want a room to play Minecraft, if you are like, hey, I really would love to show off my Pokemon card collection to the Discord right now, that's fine. We want that. All you have to do is go over into the Discord. You go over into room request, ping the Guardians, and say that you're wanting a room in 15 minutes. See if anybody's down to do whatever. That is the best way that we think we're currently discovering to create this safe space and to encourage people to use this community at the best possible way. I understand that this may be a bit of a challenge. This may be a bit confusing. It may be a bit of a struggle for some of us, especially for those of us that don't feel unsafe. But understand that this is an act of doing good and of doing no harm in our community. We want to provide the safest possible space with everything that we do and with everything that we have. That's our goal. Those are our intentions. And this is just the latest way that we've discerned this might be best done. With that, let's see. I think that's the biggest gist of it. If you want to see the full devlog, that's over in the Discord as well. Twitch, not much is going to change. We have a couple of things that we just added some more mods. You'll see some people on the side that have swords now that didn't have swords before. But that's just the new Guardian role, and that's the new way that we're working towards protecting this community and creating the safest possible space in these walls. So if you have any questions, you feel free to type them in the chat now. I'll talk about it for the next couple minutes. Or if you have any other thoughts or anything that maybe you don't feel comfortable asking in this chat right now, feel free to DM me or email me, checkpointchurch@gmail.com. Whatever it may be, I'll be happy to answer those questions and elaborate further as we need to. This will also get ripped and put on YouTube and linked in that channel on the Discord. So if you want to drop in the comments, if you're on YouTube right now, if you want to drop in the comments your question, I will answer those questions as well. I'll probably answer those questions, screenshot, and move them over as an FAQ into the channel on the Discord. So just note that's the way to do it. That's the best steering direction. Now, Zando has already asked a question. How does one become a Guardian? Should they be interested? We have a Guardian form that you can fill out in order to apply for the Guardians. Currently, the Guardian program is only open to level 2 members. The intention with our Guardians is that you are a level 2 member and that this is an extension of your service through level 2. So if you want to become a Guardian, you really need to become a level 2 member first. Once you do, that Guardian form should be pinned into the newsletter, probably newsletter channel. There is a Guardian form that you can fill out and apply for. That application will then be reviewed by the current leadership of the Guardians. You will get approved, put in that position. Another thing worth noting is that the Guardians are not police. The Guardians are not Stodges, right? These are not the thumb mashing down upon the world of Checkpoint Church. The purpose of the Guardians is to provide safety, but it is also to provide opportunities for intentional gathering. So we are building an intentional community. We're going to be hosting more and more events like that. The Guardians are going to be doing all of that stuff. They're going to be engaging in that place. They're going to be setting up events like that. We played Among Us not too long ago. We're going to be trying to do more and more on the Discord. So don't see this as a limiting or as a taking away, but instead of as a more intentional gathering space and a deeper community. We're allowing the opportunity for safer, deeper, more intentional community, not taking anything away. So I hope that's clear. Feel free to ask me questions anytime. I'm always happy to talk about this stuff. Don't expect that the things in this policy are going to be the same in 15 years. They will be consistently changing. As best as I can, I would say that expect them to change no later than a year from now, probably sooner. But at the very latest, they will be updated a year from now with the things we've learned over the past year. If you are a pastor in a digital church and you want to know how to learn more about using this document for your digital community, feel free to message me at checkpointchurch@gmail.com or over on our Discord, and we can talk about that and how that looks to implement this in your own community. One of the first things that I've said about all this stuff going on at Checkpoint is that I see this as an obligation that I am not only creating a digital community, but I am also sharing the things that I've learned as a kind of researcher. So I am researching digital communities and sharing them.